I was trying to make a noon screen time of Sinners at IMAX, and here I am like at 11:40 something trying to fucking buy tickets for my own goddamn marathon. Oh my god damn it. There must be a better way to do this so I'm not like stressing.
How was the Sinners IMAX
Oh,
experience? I didn't get to see it
Sinners.
in an IMAX, but I
Well,
did see it.
I don't know if it's coming back in St. Louis, but they are bringing it back after the Thunderbolts contract is up because
Okay.
it's already pretty much tracking that like they shot themselves in the foot by doing Thunderbolts, but obviously it's a film. I think maybe some of the scenes may have been filmed in IMAX.
I believe they are.
So yeah, it makes sense, and it's just
Yeah.
kind of unfortunate timing, I guess, for that movie. But Sinners, I read a report today that like 20% of gross is from IMAX for that movie. And I'm like,
Wow.
holy shit. So,
That's a pretty
of
good number.
course, like it leaving IMAX, they're going to lose 20%. It's going to be a
Yeah.
20% drop. But no, the movie's great. You know, it's a little over 2 hours. I'm not going to say it speeds by, but it's not like snails.
It moves.
I think it's really rich in a history, and it took a little bit of a turn. And I'm not talking about like the turn that everybody's referencing. I fully didn't expect a music legend to be in it.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
wait, what?
Yeah, as soon as that happened, I was like, whoa, hello.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I think on a personal level, like my dad really liked blues music and he really liked jazz. My mom was like more into the hippie music and like she liked rock music. I remember bonding with my mom because I saw Rage Against the Machine with my mom at Riverport. I will always call it Riverport. Fuck you.
Absolutely.
And like she bought a bootleg Rage Against the Machine VHS tape from like New Jersey or whatever that is still in my collection. I found it the other day. It's kind of crazy. But where I'm going with this is like Sinners felt like this kind of culmination of my parents in a weird way, both like, you know, musical tastes kind of melding and like what my mom likes in movies. And it was just really interesting to watch. So I took that as one level, but yeah, the movie's great. The soundtrack's great. The score's great. Everything's really good about it, man. And I love that it's like thriving in the fact that they have to pull it away from IMAX, but they wouldn't if they just paid attention to the sales. Right. I mean, obviously the mouse rules all. So
oh yeah, obviously. Yes, without question. And I mean it's sorry to say, but like Ryan Coogler keeps getting underestimated and he keeps fucking killing it. Whether you are into like boxing movies or whatever, it's really irrelevant because those Creed movies are fantastic, like objectively.
Yeah.
He's just got I mean, I've been watching him since Fruitvale Station. That was the first movie I saw of his because it was a story I wasn't familiar with. And when I started to read about it, you know, I was like, oh, this is wild. I didn't even know this happened. Once I watched the movie, I was like, wow, this director really has something to say. And I was already a Michael B. Jordan fan. I think Chronicle had come out before that.
Yeah.
And I really liked Chronicle. I thought it was grossly underrated. Well, you can go back to The Wire with Michael B. Jordan, actually, technically. You know, I guess that's maybe the earliest thing I saw him. That marriage of those two. And then you have the marriage of him and the guy who did the soundtrack, Ludwig.
Yeah.
You know, they went to USC together.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Which was weird to find out. But it makes sense why he's on his soundtracks for all of his movies now.
Right.
When I think of him, I always think of his soundtrack he did for Tenet as well, because that was just so intense. And, you know, when Nolan's worked with Hans Zimmer,
pretty much,
you know, quite a few times. So it was an odd sidestep, if you will. But I honestly think that's the only thing I like about Tenet. I don't dislike the movie, like in a sense of like it's well shot, you know, well directed.
It just doesn't
all that
connect.
Stuff that you're going to get with a Nolan movie. But yeah, it just doesn't connect, and I have a few issues with the story. But you know, not going to get into that. So. But yeah, just Ryan Coogler, grossly underrated, and I think it's time for people to fucking straighten up.
I really hope the X-Files thing pans out.
Me too.
That would be really cool because I like his voice in horror, or at least in genre, I should say.
Yeah, you could tell he's a real student of the game. Man, I just love how real he is and how likable he is, even the time that he took to, I think, some of like the marketing campaigns with Sinners to actually explain why he shot the movie the way he did, kind of a little bit of education on film. I just thought that was really fascinating, and he had a very good way of like explaining things in a very digestible, layman's terms. You can see why the guy is a success because he's a very good communicator.
Definitely.
Sinners, I can't say anything bad about the movie as well. You know, I just wanted to touch on that music piece that you mentioned, and that is just the dichotomy of the music at times that's in it, and it kind of takes a musical turn that I didn't necessarily expect, but also seeing it in the context of the movie, it's totally worth it. totally makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And I really love the movie. And again, this is spoiler free, but I love it because it gives me so many like From Dusk Till Dawn vibes too.
For
You
sure.
know,
For
and there's a
sure.
lot of that DNA in that movie, and that was a very formative like horror movie for me. I'll have to say.
Yeah.
You know, so
I won't sleep for